our YouTube and Facebook audiences. Thank you for being here today. Early. I know we're not supposed to go to 4 p.m., but I said when we have special interviews, we're going to get to it right away. We're going to start a little earlier. And we have an amazing, creative, talented individual with us today. Please introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and why I'm such a fan.
Yeah, of course. So my name's Calamia. I am the creator of Like Father, Like Daughter, and They Call Her Dancer. I'm also a comic book critic for Newsarama / Gamer Radar and DC Comics, DC Universe. I also do YouTube reviews for comics, including a top 10 Kickstarter list every month on Comic Uno. So that's all I do. I also have a Kickstarter running right now, which is crazy for Like Father, Like Daughter. We have 9 days left for that one, and really excited about this.
And I'm super excited about it. Got to give you a lot of credit. It's definitely, we were talking about this 2 weeks ago. It was a great time to kickstart a Kickstarter. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a lot of things popped up. Doing great. Really proud of you. You kept the message going. So tell us a little bit about the backstory of this. This is 1 through 6. This is like a catch-up Kickstarter where you don't have to feel left out. All the issues are available, correct?
Yes, of course. And every Kickstarter I do, that's what I try to do, because you never know who's going to be new. And this technically is, yeah, it's an issue 6 Kickstarter, but it has all the issues available. It's really for the whole series to get people caught up. It's about a high school girl. Father left her, become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her, and then she inherits his abilities. And fun, in issue 5, which has been released, it's revealed that Casey, our main character, the high school girl, her mom actually works for the KGB, and she's been the villain this whole entire time. So issue 6 is her, I would say, origin story. Her motives are revealed, and it's a very big Jessica, who's the mother's name, issue, which I'm super proud of. You get a little bit of that in the preview. Yeah, the Kickstarter, we have a lot of cool covers, which I'm super proud of. Comic Girl, who works for DC Comics, does Teen Titans Go right now for them. Did a cover. We have a Pride cover for Pride Month. And Evie Katata does my other comic, They Call Her Dancer, did a black and white cover. And then, of course, we have the regular cover by Wayne Brown and a lot of cool extras in there. So, yeah, super proud of this Kickstarter. I think it came out really well, and hope people can read it. We actually have a $1 tier where you get 8 free digital indie comics, pretty much. So if you're an indie comics fan, we have a wide variety of different books, from Pat Shan to Scorpio issue 1. So we have a lot of great books over there as well.
Now, would I be wrong in assuming that means from $1 and up, everyone gets that?
Everyone gets it. So literally, if you just back up the campaign for $1, we also have stretch goals just announced. If we get all our stretch goals, you're getting like 18 free digital comics of indie books. So you really get such a wide variety of books there.
Wow. And I don't think I've ever asked you this. What was the inspiration behind a project like this for you? Like, what made you want to write something like this?
I actually started this out as a screenplay back in the day when I was in college. I'm 25 now. Just got my master's in TV writing. And yeah, I had a class where we were able to write a screenplay, and this is a story that came to mind. It was during the New 52. I didn't feel like there was a lot of character-driven stories at the time, just a lot of event-driven books, and I wanted to tell a story that, yes, it's about superheroes, but at the heart, it's about the people behind the mask. And that was really the inspiration. And, Casey in a lot of ways would be a supporting character in another book, and I want her to be the star.
And that is so true about the 52. The 52 is a great idea that never really panned out. It just didn't. But
yeah, there are some good books in there, but you know what? It happens, right?
That's comics. We have our waves, and right now we're seeing a whole new system. So let me ask you, as a comic book creator, this is the question everyone's being asked. Is the diamond thing worrying you? And how do you feel about the future of comics? Because right now we can't even get a convention to stay on the calendar, let alone happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm worried, but I think things are gonna, I don't think things are gonna go back to normal, but I hope things are gonna get even better. That's my goal, and that's what I hope we see with Diamond. It's sad to see that things are going left and right, but it's hard because even as a creator, even as a critic, we don't know what's going to happen. If you work at Marvel and DC right now, I don't even think you know what's happening unless you're part of the big leagues. I don't even know if Diamond knows what the future is going to hold, but I do hope that with this, more indie creators are able to get into stores for a reasonable price, and that's definitely a big goal. For me, how it's affected, I was actually going to pitch a book, and I have to not right now because all books are installed. The Dancer is actually completely done. That was going to be the book I pitched around, and can't do that right now. So.
And that's the world we live in. Like, it's a weird time. Like, I have a lot of people who are asking me, well, should I pitch a book? And the honest truth I tell everyone is no. Now is not the time to really pitch a book, I don't think. What do you think?
I agree. I think it depends on the company. Maybe some of the smaller companies are doing okay because they weren't as affected with Diamond. But if you're looking for the big leagues like Image or Dark Horse or IDW or Boom, no, they're so behind on their books right now. They're trying to figure out how to get the books that they already had on the line. So yeah, I don't think it's a great idea to pitch right now until things get back to what, quote unquote, whatever normal was and is.
That's such a good point. Okay, I'm going to do something cool. I'm actually going to back out for a minute, and we're going to film something for when Kickstarter Pause goes live next. So I'm going to walk out of the room, and you're going to take the show over for a few minutes, and you're going to have a minute to tell people the pitch of the book. And let's see, what cover do you want? We'll set you up nice.
Whatever you think looks great.
I think this one really kind of, I was like, that looks cool.
That is a fun one.
That is a fun one. So I'm going to back out and just give them your pitch. We're going to show this portion on Kickstarter Plus to get you some more backers next week. So I'm going to back out for a minute and give you the room.
Well, thank you for giving me the space. I want to thank everyone for watching. This is Calamia. I'm the creator of Like Father, Like Daughter. And this is a comic book that has 6 issues right now. We are trying to kickstart the 6th issue. And with this Kickstarter, we have everything included. So 1 through 6, digitally, physically, whatever you want, you can get that book. And if you don't see something you want, but you know is available, you could always message me. But what is this book about? It's about a high school girl. Father left her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her. And then she inherits his abilities. And in issue 5, we reveal a pretty big moment is that Casey, our main character's mother, was actually the villain the whole time, and she works for the KGB, so she is a spy, and we learn a lot more about her in this 6th issue. It's really her backstory, and this whole back half of this book, so issues 5 through 8, I would say, really riles up the action and the drama. Issues 1 through 4 was a lot of setup to get to know the characters. Now we're really getting into the meat of the story. And yeah, we have a lot of great covers for this one. And I'm super proud of the book, and I hope you guys can back it up.
And I'm back. Hello. One of the we didn't get to cover was that Newsarama. I know we talked about this in the background. Newsarama, is it no more? Have they officially changed names? Like, what's going on over there? I know they're still around.
Yeah, so we're still so I work for Newsarama. If you guys didn't know that, I don't remember if I think I did. I work for Newsarama, and right now we are Gamer Radar as well. So our parent company owned both the websites, and now we're still a section on Gamer Radar. So it's just pretty much 2 sites combining into one. But everything we did at Newsarama is exactly the same. My job is not changed at all. It's the same people giving you the information. So if you like Newsarama, you're going to like the content on Gamer Radar. We work super hard there. We love comics. And yeah, I'm so proud of all the coverage that's always on that site.
Now, if I have subscribed to Newsarama, do I have to do anything? Do I have to change anything? Am I going to get my updates the same way?
I think so. I don't know the back end of that as much, but I think everything should be the same on that regard. Maybe you want to subscribe again just in case, but I think you should be fine.
All right, and we're about to get to our normal show. We have a couple extra minutes. I do want to ask you, what is 2021 going to look like for you? I know you have that one project you're going to pitch around. Are we going to see more? Because I know a lot of people are starting to kind of slow down, but still create. And the big thing is going to be what's in 2021. So do you have like a lot of plans for the 2021 releases?
Yeah. So, what's really cool about what we're doing with Life Ally Daughter now is that we're trying to get on a calendar that every 4 months we release an issue. So we're hoping around the fall we'll release another Kickstarter and have another issue for you. So before we were doing like an issue a year, and now we're hoping like 4 issues a year would be really nice. So that's going into 2021. I'm also working on another mini series right now. It's very beginning stages of that, but working on that. A lot of different ideas going on with that. And like I said, the dancer, I'm really hoping to pitch that around, and either way you'll be getting those 4 issues very soon.
That is super cool. Where can they follow you? Tell us where the best places are to follow you, and then we're going to give one final look at the Kickstarter.
Yeah, a lot of places you can follow me, but like the best place you can reach me is my Twitter at Comic Uno. I also have a YouTube channel, Hating Clear Heroes. It's under, but you search Comic Uno, you'll find it. I do my comic reviews over there. And then Facebook, Kathryn Calamia, if you want to friend me, or Comic Uno Reviews is the Facebook page. Like how my daughter also has a Facebook page. Those are probably the places I'm most active for the interwebs.
And we're going to put this back into our screen and take a look at it one last time. Can you tell us anything that will incentivize people to back it? We know about the amazing PDF collection you're going to be giving out. We have this amazing cover that we're going to put up there. What are we missing? Anything else? Did we miss any talking points today?
I think you're good. I mean, if you want to do one of the larger tiers, we also have a portfolio review. So if you're an upcoming indie creator and you want your portfolio reviewed, it's a $150 tier. You also get the comic, because I know a lot of times with those tiers, you just get that and that's it. You also get the digital and physical comic as well. And yeah, so if you, again, I work for DC Universe, I work for Newsarama, I've worked for IGN, TV Guide, and Fandom. So if you want, from a critic's point of view, from a writer's point of view, your portfolio read for one of your comic issues, that's one of them. And yeah, also I would say the $60 bundle where you get all the covers, I think is really cool. It's a good deal, and I think there's some really great diverse covers over there.
Well, I greatly appreciate you. I know you're super busy. I know we could only get the interview in, so I thank you. And we'll definitely be mentioning this on our Kickstarter show next week, which is Kickstarter Pause. And the cool thing about it is, because it was recorded with me, no one gets to pause it. So you get the full minute to tell everyone, because we did a special thing just for this. And thank you so much. Can't wait to have you back on the program. I can't wait till 2021 when we can all go back to shows and see each other again. But until then, this is the way to support people, right? Kickstarter.
Yeah, perfect place.
Kickstarter, and buy the back issues directly from creators right now. I know it sounds weird, but the creators themselves need the money more than ever right now. So try to buy directly from them, not the sites, when possible. If not possible, definitely support the publishers as well. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, so we're saying goodbye, and we're going to move on with the intro to the show, and I will see everyone in a few minutes. We're just going to roll that intro footage now.
This is Comics Newswire, giving you the buzz coming off the wire about the comic book industry. Turn that volume up and give us a few minutes to keep you in the loop of everything going on in the industry today.
All right, everybody. Hi, we're here. We're live. We are on a little bit early, but that's okay. We've already got the audience. We've got a lot to cover today, a lot to go over. My co-host, first off, I want to give a shout out to Josh. Josh had an incident. I don't feel comfortable talking about the incident. If you want to know what's going on with Josh, please check out his profile and please wish him well. We have always want to support our creators, and when we are in the position to tell you more, we will. For now, I really want you to go to Josh Lyman's page. Please tell him get well. Please tell him that we missed him on the show and we can't wait to have him back. and we're gonna miss him while he's not here. We're gonna try to keep the lively debates going. I hope that he's doing better. I try not to talk to him too much right now because I know he's healing, and I want him to rest. And you guys can hear Jax in the background. Jax has actually built a fort today out of a box. It is fantastic. I am absolutely love it. And got some big news this week. A lot of stuff going on. One of the things that you first heard, that was the Gamer Radar and the Newsarama connection. And that if you guys notice us talking about Games Radar, that's why we're talking about Games Radar. We're giving credit to them because, of course, Newsarama did such great work, and we wanted to acknowledge that. And one of the things that we are also going to acknowledge right now on the show, because this is breaking news, statement from ReedPop. So ReedPop is basically canceling all shows due to C19 for this year outside of New York Comic Con. As of right now, New York Comic Con is the only one that we seem to have left. So I can't blame them. This is not something that I'm going to get mad at them for them, and I understand it. This is not something that I can say that they're wrong for. I mean, they got to do what they feel is right, and I understand that. And I appreciate that they're thinking about safety first. And, of course, that's going to lead us to – and Phil is in the chat room. How you doing, Phil? And that this weekend, by the way, is Father's Day. I want to acknowledge and personally say this to anyone who's a father. Happy Father's Day for all the fathers out there. My father was very important to me. Grandfathers can be included in Father's Day, by the way. I've never thought that they don't. And remember, just because someone's not your blood father, it doesn't make them your father. A father is someone who takes care of you and helps raise you. So be sure to show the love to all the people who have been there for you in your life, even if they're not your biological father, but played that role. Give them the credit. And yeah, it's a little dark today again because Jax is in a camping mood. But yeah, so we're going to go over to our second thing today. And that covers one of the statements, but we got, here we go, from Games Radar, which, of course, remember, Newsarama. Emerald City Comic Con is gone now, too. And I mean, what can you really say at this point? What we know is that this year is just, it's going to be different. And that's the mildest way to put it. In Florida right now, we're weeks away from Tampa Bay Comic-Con. That would start on the 10th. We're at the 16th today. So we are close. I think that we're officially at the point where you'd be looking at 3 weeks. I'm going to count one. So 1, 2, 3 weeks from now, just about 3 weeks from now. And we're still not even sure. A lot of us are kind of worried that it still might not happen. So it's a weird time that we're at. We're losing show after show. Emerald City, good show, being lost. Nothing we can do about that, guys. You just got to stay informed and keep it moving, right? And I know that again, comic shops are affected. And I'll say this, comic shops being affected, of course, we don't want to hear that news. That's not something any of us want to deal with. I want you guys to support comic book shops, but I also want you guys to support comic book creators. And, do it the way that you feel is best. If you're a fan of Marvel and DC, definitely go try to find a website for your local comic book shop. See if they're doing something virtually. Please support them in any way that you can. That is what we need right now to keep that market going. Of course, with Diamond having a problem and all that, and with all the things that are going on, it's a weird time. So we got to support each other. That's why, like father, like daughter, being on Kickstarter. There's someone who's a great creator. It's done great things for the comic book industry, and is someone that should noted for it. And speaking of someone who's Well, I don't even know yet, though. We're gonna introduce Luke Stone into it. My job is to trip people up when they're on the show and try to get them to reveal things early. So, what was that thing you're doing tomorrow?
The thing I'm doing tomorrow? Well, something's we got some big news going out tomorrow. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, do you know that today was Wednesday? Like they said on the news, the calendar was wrong, and today is actually
Wednesday.
Yeah, you're behind.
Today is actually Wednesday. Then I'm a day late. I need to let some people know what's going on. Then, right?
No, but is there anything that you can kind of hint to, or at least tell us when we can find this breaking news tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow morning you're going to have to tune in to the Brian K. Morris's Never Mind the Furthermore show, and he is going to be talking about some breaking news. We have been working for a few weeks. There are 6 amazing creators, all with just top-notch talent in their own rights. They've all come together. We've got about 100 years of combined knowledge that is going to be a part of a new project that will be announced tomorrow morning on the Brian K. Morris Never Mind the Furthermore show at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central.
Now, I'll ask this one thing, and I promise I'll let it go.
Sure.
Here's the one thing I want to ask you, and then I want to get into some news with you because, of course, we're me and you are teaming up to go to Tampa. And we're nervous about that as it is. The thing I do want to ask you is now the right time to be doing something? You know, is it a good time to kickstart? Is it a good time to start something new? Or should we be like Marvel, putting our pens down and hiding in boxes?
No, man, it's never a bad time to start something unless the world is like literally like if there's a meteor coming that's going to be crashing into the earth tomorrow. Start a business today. I'm telling you, there's never a bad time to do it because there's always an audience and there's always somebody that you can reach. And right now, people need positivity. They need quality. They need to be uplifted. And so now is the time to be doing that kind of stuff. So I don't think there's ever a bad time to create something new. Art. Here's the thing, Rob. I honestly believe that art can change the world. I'm one of those, I guess, hopeless romantics about when it comes to stuff like that. I'm a dreamer. But I saw what the Renaissance movement did. I saw what happened when the artists in Harlem did what they, when they started producing the work that they did. And I believe that art has the ability, whether it be music, poetry, comics, novels, things like that, have the ability to really speak to kind of through all of that political baloney that the media wants to throw at you, and really get you down into the core of humanity. And it really, I feel, has the ability to change and make a difference in a way that not everything else can. So.
There
you go.
I meant to unmute myself, and instead you got to. I totally agree. We were just talking with, of course, creator, father like daughter, Kathryn, Camilla, and Jax is having a major issue with his iPad, of course.
Oh well, yeah, you got to fix it. That's more important than the comic news. Is make sure.
Yeah, this is a problem. The world ends. You hear he's mad now.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Jax, there would be no Cat Dad and Supermom. So the world should be very grateful.
Well, you know what it is? This kid rage quits. See, like he doesn't want to deal with it now. He's like, you beat it. Here you go, baby.
I hate to admit, but at 40 years old, I have rage quitted recently.
Yeah, he gets so, like, you see him, he's standing right next to me. Because if there's one problem, I'm on the hook to fix it. He does not care what I'm doing, not at all. But I kind of raised him that way, and I did it. Just, I think you'll like this, and it might make me sound corny, but whatever. You've seen A Wonderful Life, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Remember when he runs into his dad's office, and the dad's like, "Not right now, Junior. Not right now. I'm busy.
I do remember that.
And I remember even watching it as a kid, and even feeling like when you try to talk to your parents and they brush you off. I remember always telling myself when I was a parent, I wouldn't be that person. I would be the person who made time. And I think it even translates into my advocating. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I could be having a horrible weekend. Someone calls on me to help them over the weekend, and I'm right there. I'm having a conversation. I've had conversations where someone's been talking to me and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't notice what was going on social media today. Why would someone say that about you?" I'm like, "Don't worry about that. How can I help you?" And that's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
You got to kind of be positive, put a positive footprint out there, guys. You know, we got a lot coming that's going to be heavy for us. And we're going to go to one of those things right now. Reed Pop has canceled basically every show, Luke.
Wow, man.
Show is except New York Comic Con. That's the last hope, man. That's the last hope.
Huge. If New York goes down, that's going to be, and that is a big chunk of people's living. I mean, already a big chunk of people's living is taken out through these things.
Well, Emerald City Comic Con gone.
Oh.
And I know a lot of people who make money there.
Yeah.
That's one of those shows that is, for those who don't know, there are a couple shows that we creators call the mint shows. And that's where you go and you get money because you have fans that are passionate. It's easy to sell books. It's an excited audience.
Great foot traffic at those places.
Yep. I can tell you from experience, New York Comic Con, awesome show. Emerald City Comic Con, awesome show. I don't know much about, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't know a lot about Reed Pop's other show that they have going on here, the Keystone. I don't want to talk about it because I've only heard bad things, and I was told not to say only bad things if you can't. So I was hoping this year would be better. I do know that they dealt with some issues last year, but first year, right? First year is always a rough year. And they also had some hurricane issues to go along with it. So we don't really know much about it right now. But, I mean, we've lost Reed Pop shows. And in Florida, I mean, we have a governor that's very stubborn. I think we're going to get Tampa Bay Comic-Con in the books. But I'm looking at it as the last show of the year for me. I'm not sure we're going to have another show. This one is – I can't tell you how important it is to me, not financially, but just to be able to get out for 5 minutes. Just to be able to do it.
I will tell you that Ancient City Comic-Con, they have sent out a newsletter today, and they are scheduled. They're going forward right now, and they have just set up a new floor plan so that they can social distance. It's all going to be kind of like one direction in there, and so all of the there's not going to be like tables or booths back to back anymore on these, and so it's all you're either going to be with a pipe and draper against a wall. And so everyone's going to be like left facing or whatever, how they put it. But so they're still planning on doing it. So I just paid, I'll put a little deposit down on that table. There was a place in Jacksonville that was going to be doing the toy and comic expo, which is, I mean, a lot of collectors will bring out their stuff and sell there. They canceled. That was supposed to be in August. And so right now, as it looks, I've only got 2 stops on my calendar, and that's Tampa Bay, where we're going to be, and then the Ancient City.
Why would you waste your time with Ancient City?
I did well there. I did well there. You did not do well there, but I did well there, and I like the organizers. I kind of get the way they think, and
it's bad. I'll be honest. I went 2 years in a row. It's a bad show.
Yeah, well, I'm a positive guy, and I had a good time there. It's a weekend away from the kids with the wife, and I was able to make a little bit of money, and so it was not a problem at all.
And it is local for you.
It's very local for me. Yeah.
It's a big difference when a show is local. When a show is local, you can afford it to not be the best show in the world because then it can be a hangout show. But the minute you have to talk about driving somewhere and getting a hotel,
true.
The standard, I do want to admit, the standard comes up. For something hyper local, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's 35-40 minutes for me from door to door to get there, and so it's not bad. But it also means that it's a chance for me to get in front of potential fans that are my neighbors. And I always love to do that. And so being a local guy there, I do really well. I don't have a problem with that. And I don't know if it's the books, if it's the I'm just happy to be out of the house, so I'm selling better. I don't know what it is, but I tend to do really well at that convention. I've been to that convention I think twice now. It was once a few years back, but I took like a 3-year hiatus from the convention.
Well, that was a different organizer. Yes, it was, but different organizers, just for the record.
Yeah, well, I didn't care for back then. I do like the new guys. They also do a thing called Mall of Heroes in Jacksonville because they're all kind of local here, and I really like Mall of Heroes. I do well at that one, but it doesn't look like we're going to have that this year. They are trying another one. They do a tattoo convention, and so they're trying. They are doing their best to try to keep these things going for the vendors that rely on these things for a living. So,
and you'll have that big thing, right?
What big thing's that?
That big thing that starts tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to be there, right?
Yeah, that big thing's going to be there, and so we'll have banners for that big thing, and I'll have a booth. I'll have a corner booth for that big thing. So that's going to be pretty cool.
You saw, I tried to trip.
You tried, and I'm going to have COMiX and stuff that have that big thing all over the cover.
That sounds dirty. That just sounds dirty now.
Yeah, I heard it after I said it.
And it wasn't me this time. Like I was actually being good.
I wasn't going for that. That's
all right. So other news this week. We don't have any last rights this week. No Kickstarter's ending this week. No crowdfunding is actually ending this week.
That's weird. Strange.
Yeah, it's just awkward. It's weird. I've never had this problem before. I was told it happens as you get older, but I didn't think it would happen to me. But it has.
So one of the things that I've noticed about the crowdfunding is that people, some people. Well, let me start with this. With every crowdfunding I've ever done, there's always been a plateau in the middle. Like the first week, it's been pretty good. The second week's third week kind of stalls, but the last 7 to 10 days is normally where I hit a lot of traffic, where I've seen a lot of campaigns really do well. But people, recently I saw where someone said, "Oh, your campaign stalled out. You haven't had a backer in a couple of days. You should cancel it." They'd already funded, and I'm like, what kind of mindset would go to tell someone who's already funded their campaign that they should cancel it because they haven't had a backer in a couple of days? It's the mid-campaign plateau. It happens to everybody. And, there's a couple guys out there like Travis Gibb has figured out a way to try to combat that as much as he can. And so some of those tips that he gave me during mine helped a bit, but there were still, 5-6 days where I got like 1 or 2 backers. It just wasn't, wasn't a lot of traffic, but.
Honestly, I'm putting off kickstarting my Kickstarter. I could have probably kickstarted it this week. I gave it an extra week because I don't want that middle ground. I find a shorter Kickstarter is more fun to run.
Sure.
I'm going to try to aim every Kickstarter I do for a 3-week window. And last Kickstarter I had, I didn't miss a single day. We had every day a pledge. That
was Cat Dad, right?
Yeah, Cat Dad and Super Mom.
Yeah. What's your next Kickstarter?
That's going to be the Written Sins Volume 1.
Okay.
Remember the collect. I've told Luke this, but I'll tell everyone else. It's Written Sins Volume 1. The first one's going to be the Indie Devil's Tales, and it's going to be the new INDEE, just because I know people love that new spelling. And I'm going to put it out there. It's a lot of my earlier collected stuff, and it's stuff that people don't know me for. Like no one realizes. And you've read some of my stuff. I'm very, as a creator, I don't have a stop. I don't have a place I don't feel comfortable writing. And they're going to see that now. There's going to be my original works, and I'm not going to redo it. Like you, we've talked about this. I'm not going back to try to improve what I'd already done. I feel like it's a George Lucas moment. You made something, you were proud of it. Stay proud of it, even if you can do better today. You may
not like it as much because you can do better. I hit that with issue 1 all the time. People's always ask me, "Are you going to go back and redo issue 1 because issue 1 of Hybrids is so much more amateur than issue 5?" But no, it's all part of a collection, and I'd rather just crank out more books and say, "Hey, this is where I was," and my fans, I think, appreciate that. They appreciate what I was doing before and what I'm doing now. So
it shows that you're passionate and you're not saying it didn't exist. I think that's the worst thing. And that's the whole point of me putting all this out. And I'd always said I was never going to charge people money for the original stuff I put out. And I'm still not, because it's in a collection. So I'd never release that stuff on its own to do it. But I think that I hope it's I look at it and I'm not comparing myself, mind you. This is not a comparison, more a copying of someone better than me. I look at Will Eisner and how he put his earlier stuff together, and he showed progression of work. And I've read kind of those books from other artists. Stan Lee's done that. Marvel's shown that. The early years to the later years, creators have collected their editions. Travis had just done it successfully.
Yeah, he just did, and it looks really good. I got some digital. I don't know if I got digital or physical copies, but I got some of those coming because, it's really nice, especially if you are trying to get to know a creator better, or maybe you've followed some of their stuff and you think you might like some of their other stuff. It's always nice to do that. Now, for me, I haven't written much. My first script was actually Hybrids 1, and so I've only written hybrid stuff up to this point. Now I'm starting to co-write some stuff and collaborate with some ideas and stuff now. So we'll see what happens in the future.
I don't care if you announce the thing that we're doing. I know that there are certain parts of it you can't announce, but if you want to talk about it a little bit.
We should totally talk about that. So we're working on a new project together called Wolf and the Fox. And it is a really clever story about two superheroes that are a team that are supposed to be taking care of a city. But they recently had gotten a divorce. Like they started as a team, they fell in love, they got married, and then they got divorced. And so now they're bickering. And it's kind of like that kind of divorced duo thing that you would see. So there's some comedy to it. But Rob's doing a great job with the concept and the writing on it. And so that's pretty exciting. And I can't wait to draw this thing. And so we're going to release a bit of it into, I think, the Avocator, right?
Right now, tentatively going to be with the Avocator. By the way, I do want to make a formal announcement. I don't want to make it a big deal. I just want it to be factual. The Avocator has parted ways with Starcross. I'm not going to go into why. We just felt we no longer fit with their brand. Our two brands coming together wasn't something that I was comfortable with, and I know that Travis wasn't comfortable with the circumstances that were happening. And I also know Chuck felt the same way. And I know Starcross on the other side felt the same way. It was a mutual breakup. There's no hard feelings. I'm not telling you not to support Starcross. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. This is a diplomatic, just we all went our own ways. I do know that we had talked about it. And I'm going to leave it at that. I am not trying to cause any problems for anyone else. There have been some accusations thrown around about what had happened. We're not going to go into that. And I'm never going to go into that. I said everything I've had to say about it. And I have spoken. And I'll leave it at that.
I have spoken. I love that show, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Best Star Wars movie since the original. So,
but just think about that line really is, I have spoken. Like, what do you say after that? Like, nothing. It is over. Yeah. You've spoken. And I think more people have to learn that. I have spoken. I don't need to say anything more about it. I don't have any itch, but I am excited about the Avocator now. Our Avocator, the original Avocator, was going to be a bigger graphic novel, is now being pushed earlier into the year. That's the exciting news. We're no longer in the fall. We are going to be exploring this title to put it in, and we're going to do something unique. I always like to do something with the Avocator that's out of the box. What you see in the Avocator will be what will be in the original issue. So if you like what you see, you can pick up that issue and see how the story is different in there. So we're going to add content. Obviously, it's not going to be the same amount of pages. We're still going back and forth. And Luke is the co-creator on this. He's not the artist. He's the co-creator. I handle the writing, and he handles the art. But we're meeting in between with everything. We're going to be working, like, I'll tell him something artistically I want to see or want to try, and he'll go, okay. And he'll tell me something with the writing. I don't like this. Let's do it this way. And I think that I would like to see in the future more people try to co-create with each other, and I don't think that happens enough in comics. I think that if I learned anything over this last year with 2020, I see everyone no longer being able to put out comics because no one's got a relationship with anyone.
Nobody. And that's one of the things that Travis and I are kind of collaborating as well on a book called Voodoo Nations, and we're getting ready to take that to Kickstarter. And so when that launches, it's going to be pretty exciting. But we're both very invested in where that book goes and, its quality and all of that kind of stuff. So we're working really hard on that too. And it's those relationships, those collaborative relationships that I think I agree. They're missing in comics today. In fact, I've worked with some creators before. I was like, hey, let's get you with some creative team to help you with stuff when I was doing project management and stuff for people. And I would hear people all the time, it's like, nah, I think I'm going to learn how to do that myself. I want to be the only name on this book. And I'm like, man, I just don't understand why I can get where that's a thing. Like there's a kind of that self-accomplishment thing. But as a person who has literally done everything in the book, and I could have my name there, I much more prefer to collaborate with people. I think that, collaborations that's where the future's at. I would much rather have my name beside other people's names on there.
I'm a passionate person. I'll admit it. There are things that I get real passionate about, but I'm happy enough to say that other people have said that I'm a team player, and that says more than me saying it. And I always and it's the truth, and I've always said this, it is the product before me. It doesn't matter in the end of the day what I like. If it's a better product because of that, and everyone can see it. And that even with Cat Dad and Supermom, it's always been what's best for the product. And I'll put myself, I'll be like a hungry wolf attacking it. Like, no, this is why. And I will try to advocate for my way of thinking. But in the end of the day, I get outvoted. I get right back in line and I shut my mouth because that's the end. And I think,
well, you got to trust your collaborators, and you've got some great collaborators on Cat Dad and Supermom.
Oh yeah,
Rogelio and Chuck. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, those are two of the best guys you could hook up with right there. I mean, they're amazing.
You don't even understand. I'm seeing pages of the issue number 2. You have the script. I don't know if you read it yet, but I sent it to you.
I did read the script. Yeah, I love the script.
So
yeah.
It's already being drawn, and I'm seeing it. I can't share it. It's frustrating, but I'm. You know, when you the worst thing about an issue number 2 is that you're afraid you're not going to be able to live up to issue number 1. It's always the sequel thing. I'm seeing this, and it's like getting back the band together, putting out the next album that you know is going to be just as good as the first album.
Yeah, issue 2s are notoriously difficult to do, so those are always issues.
Because this isn't a continuing story. Each one will be their own individual takeaway stories, and that's sort of difficult. Yes, you can use things from the past, but you can't go back and explain. It's a kid's book. Oh no, you want another game? So. You're going to also have some big news later in the year, because I know you said you had to get ready and you had something else to do. So I appreciate
as soon as my wife gets back, I have some errands to run, but she went to go drop my son off with my mother-in-law.
But I know,
and they aren't back yet, so somebody's standing around talking.
Right. That's good with me, but I do want to talk about exciting news with hybrids. I know you can't go fully into it, but there is something coming later in this year that we can tease right now, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I could tease a lot about it. So there was a 4-page story that was written for the Advocator, the Starcross thing. That now I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with it, but it might end up in the Advocator. But it is it's one of the best things that I've ever worked on, and actually Chuck helped so much with it. He got co-writer credits on that one. And so that's coming this year, but in September we're going to be launching a trade paperback of the Trash Day arc, and so we're going to be doing that. Plus, we're probably also working on. Man, I can't really talk about that because goes with the big news tomorrow. So there's going to be more hybrids that you're going to get. There's at least another. Looks like another 8 issues that's taking place in the main story arc, and then there's a side story arc that's taking place over a course of 4 issues that's going to be coming out starting towards the end of the year into spring next year. So, dude, it's like it's turned into an epic, and we've got a RPG that we're developing that's going to be coming out this year as well. So.
I was told I don't get that many viewers. You can tell any news you want. Someone told me I don't get enough viewers to count. So if you say it here, it doesn't count.
Yeah, you don't have enough viewers to count. So.
It's only a couple hundred. It's only a couple hundred. What could that mean? What could that mean?
It could mean a couple hundred people tuning in to Brian's show tomorrow to get the full scoop.
I'll be there. There.
I'm excited about it, man. I'm kind of chomping at the bit. It's something that I was very sad for me to part ways with Starcross Comics. I'll be honest with you. I had great feelings towards Joe. He helped me get stay in the comics game, and had encouraged me, and so it was kind of difficult to part ways with some of those guys over there. Ken is a great guy, but it's something that needed to happen, and it's making way for this new project, and I'm very excited about it, and so I can't wait to announce that tomorrow.
All right. Well,
let's just say we're changing the landscape of comics.
I like that. That's a good little pitch there.
It is.
All right, so we're gonna talk about some other news. Brian K. Morris had nothing for us this week other than the big news for tomorrow. That's what he asked me to tell you guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. So he didn't want to say anything but that. He said that you'll hear everything you need to hear on his show Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Look up Brian K. Morris. And Paul Roof is on vacation this week. We wish him well. Enjoy the vacation. It's just one of those. I remember it's summer, guys. People are actually going on summer vacations. Some of us just like to do the staycation, so it's not a big deal. We're spending time with our loved ones. But some of us are actually enjoying some of the opening up in the States. And
we're going to give it a shot. here next week. So my anniversary is on the 24th of this month. So
wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It'd be 20 years that we've been married.
Wow.
Yep.
Sounds like prison instead of marriage. Just
oh no, not if you got the right partner. It's fun. And so
remember, you're talking about the worst guy. So
yeah. You haven't had the best experience there. But no, so we're actually going to try the vacation thing. We've got annual passes to Wild Adventures in Valdosta, Georgia. And so they're opening back up. And so, but you've got to wear masks and stuff like that. And so we're going to give it a shot, but you also have to, here's the other thing that they're doing. They are making it to where you have to register for when you're going to show up, because they can only let so many people in each day. And so rather than you have to say that you're showing up that day. And so that they're capping it. And so it's interesting. So yeah, we're going to try the whole summer vacation thing too and see how that works out.
Another game? You're addicted. My son, you hear me saying, please. He learned this. I don't know where he got this, but he learned to, please, sir, can I have some more? He's got a giant.
Can I have some more?
Yeah, I have a universal pass. You're not getting. Look, you want sniper games. Why does a 5-year-old want a sniper game?
Oh man, my son was playing Call of Duty at 5 and kicking my butt at it. Like we would do like the zombies together, like play the zombies, Call of Duty zombies. We still do that as a family. And man, this kid, he's like,
that's a family. There's nothing like a family together like killing zombies.
I know. We were playing Call of Duty the other day, and he was poning me, and I'm like, and I used to be awesome, and he's carrying me up, and I'm like, all right, I'm not playing with you anymore. This sucks. I rage quit.
I mind some of the games with the guns, to be honest. I mind the sniper ones. I think the sniper ones are just a little too violent for Jax.
Yeah.
The kid's already violent. He beats me. It's domestic abuse. I'm getting beat up by a 5-year-old. Please send help. All right. So we're going to get into the indie news. And these were some of the conversations. Let's take a look at what our I'm going to turn off my thing. Last week when I went to this screen, I had someone who'd messaged me and it popped up, and I don't want to share private messages. So, okay, we're clear for right now. So let's see.
Don't want to dox anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So we got Luke Stone. You're still on Indiegogo. You're in demand. Hybrids.
I am in demand. Hybrids is in demand for, and as long as it keeps selling. Now there is going to be some changes to that in-demand site. I have only got probably 5 copies of all of my old Starcross books, like the Starcross printing, and so there is going to have to be a new printing, and so that new printing is going to have some different badging, which kind of ties into our announcement tomorrow. I'm giving a lot away, really.
But in all seriousness, that would make these very collectible then, wouldn't they?
Hyper collectible, yeah, because they're technically a first print, and you're never going to get those again. And in fact, some of what is changing with that is there's some bits and pieces inside of the books that tie in the whole Starcross universe that the new printing is not going to have. So there's been about probably about a half dozen pages over the course of all 5 books that had to be altered in order to kind of unmarry those 2 universes. So. Very collectible.
And we got, if you guys ever needed a lawyer, we have some, also some shout outs real quick. We had coming soon from Cutthroat Comics. You saw that come up on your screen.
Yeah. What is that? Can I see that again? That's awesome.
Yeah. It's just a coming attraction. You're going to have to, and you can find this link on our news link.
Yeah.
News link today. So you can wind up getting more information on it, but it looks great, actually.
That really does.
And then we have Heroes Need Masks. We haven't officially been given the okay to cover this on the program yet. When we do, we'll tell you more about it. Same thing. I'm pretty sure Austin doesn't care that he's on here. He just hasn't agreed to the terms. But launch of Zombies Were Human 2. This he actually canceled because of the pandemic, and has brought it back now and is already funded. So congratulations to Austin.
It looks like a great book too.
Let's real quick give this a little bit of love. So Austin's a friend of ours.
Yes.
So we wanna show Austin some love.
I need to confirm some stuff with Austin tonight. So
More news you can't talk about. Why did you come on my show?
I don't know. I got a lot of news. I just can't talk about it.
This is a news program. Come on, man. But this looks great. This is my
It does. Man, look at that art and the colors and the just everything about that is beautiful. And I am a sucker for a zombie book. So if I ever start a publishing company and you have a zombie book and you try to give it to me, then I'll probably take it.
Oh, this is Luke getting told he's got to be out in the car.
Yeah, hold on a second. No, I'm gonna
I'll take you out for a minute.
All right, thank you.
All right, so yeah, Garrett Gunn's in here, Stan Yang, John Crawford, Adam Fields, Matthew Kaiser, Anthony, I can't say that one, Zakaria maybe, Carl Bernardo, Philip, not saying that one, Jamie Nomore, Spanky, I promise that's actually how you say it, John, Joe, Dan Brown, Joe Davidson of and Joel Rodriguez, all part of this amazing project. We're pretty excited about it. So, yeah, man, definitely check this out. We're going to try to get on the site as soon as humanly possible. I might just reach out to him myself. You want the lawyer for creators right here? I actually been trying to talk to them about some stuff. Look like a great thing. And I actually going to get some legal advice from them to help me figure out how to take care of a possible legal issue I'm having right now. Nothing I'm going to go into, but it's good to know where resources are when we do have questions. So this is a great
I would also suggest, like, if you are like going to sign a contract with someone, especially in the indie world, we've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, this creator breached a contract, so we're not going to take care of them," or vice versa. And you've had that kind of stuff. You need to have someone that you can trust take a look at this stuff. It's usually not that expensive to get it, looked over and make sure everything is on point. And so. Again, if I were going to start a publishing company, I would make sure I had a lawyer take a look at all my contracts before I have them signed.
Smart move. Capable, that's our good friend Jonathan Hendrick. 1 and 2 are now available on Kickstarter. Check this out. I have something new. I haven't been able to talk about this for months now. I've been so excited about this. There's actually going to be a character based on my looks and my attitude. So he's going to be a trouble.
Lord.
He's going to be a troublemaker. He's definitely someone who doesn't take shit and gives his opinions. So, and that's kind of a good thing for what this story is. And the quickest way I can describe it, there's a bigger explanation. But think about America 4 years from now, if Trump is reelected and a resetting after it and trying to bring civility back. We're not trying to bash anyone. We're imagining a world where everything as it is continues. Saying Trump is being reelected, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying him being elected has caused friction. That is what we're talking about. We're not.
If he's in for 4 more years, it'll be more friction. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an attack on anyone. We're not going to be political to the point. If you understand who we're directly talking about in an instant, we've done something wrong. The point isn't to make anyone feel bad or to bash any one side. It's to kind of look at the world. Well, how do we deal with everything that's going on? And on top of it, there's suddenly this first generation of what would be that word that Disney finally can use, mutants. We can't use it, but they can. It'd be the first generation of mutants. They have powers, but they're not like you see in Marvel and DC where they can use them for 24 hours a day. There's a toll that gets taken on. And they're trying to protect the president who seems like he's trying to make a real difference. But can you really ever trust the president? Can you trust any politician? And that's going to be a running theme. Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys? How the real world really looks. And we kind of want to give the readers something to think about and never draw conclusions for them. That means that we're going to have characters like Killmonger. Our villains aren't just supposed to be baddies. They're supposed to be baddies that you're like, well, wait, are they wrong? And that's kind of interesting. As a writer, that's what I like. When everyone playing at the table, you're kind of like, damn, whose side am I really on? I got to give Black Panther a lot of credit for being able to pull off a script like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. Shade's a great character. That's Goldie. You guys are going to see more information coming up. I'm really excited about this one. Mike Seeley's first comic book, great artist, local creator and friend of mine. He created this. This is a project I'm just a writer on, but I fell in love with it. I love his ideas, so I'm all in. We got Demon Bitch. That bitch is still on Kickstarter. We're trying to get rid of her by getting her funded. Please help us get her funded more so we can finally get rid of that demon bitch. We got Gary Scott. Gary Scott says, "Hey, Rob, we're up to 33 chapters tomorrow of Gods of Azun web comic. And that means it's today because he wrote this yesterday. So Dark Gods turn their gibbering heads. Gibbering?
Gibbering?
Gibbering? Is it gibbering?
I don't know.
It could be. It's
I
that
don't know anything.
gay thing. I don't know, man. Like, it's not a GIF. It's a GIF. I mean, it's, you know what I mean.
Is it a J?
Yeah. No, it's a G. It's a Gibbering.
I mean, if it was a J, it could be a soft J. It could be gibbering.
Maybe. Well, either way, their heads are towards us in creepy cosmic horror stories, Lovecraft style. See, Lovecraft style, I thought that meant something completely different until I got a little older. I thought everyone was talking about something completely different. To get your copy, or not copy, but to get involved in the webcomic, just click right here. And then we have, of course, Moby Dick. We're going to have Matt on the show tomorrow to play the 7 Reasons to Back His campaign. Super excited about that. We have a Rainbow Party because of Nerd. That's a podcast. Pretty cool. We have, let's see, Carlos Molina is promoting Pocket Cars, a comic theme builds, adding talent, social media for Rob Pryor, selling as much of my toy collection from the 90s that I can. That's pretty cool. Toys from the 90s were awesome.
Yeah.
Dan Lee's almost done with his book. Dan Lee's told us he's going to become a legend. I want to see it, so we got to see a book. So remember, when we're reading that book, Dan, we're expecting legendary work. Anything less, we're going to fry you, boy. We're going to fry you. Call you out.
I like Dan. He's a little outspoken like you, but I like him. He's a nice guy.
He's got spunk. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We got
Moxie. It's got Moxie.
Ted. Yeah, Moxie. Ted Lloydie. I dig you, dude. I know you're better than this. When you just drop a link, you don't give us anything. You don't tell us about the sizzle or the steak. And now I don't know what this is. It's just a link.
He's just wafting out the smells like at Jimmy John's, the free smells.
You got to give me some. Tell me what these comics were. Give me a pitch line. Luke had that great pitch line. What was it that you said before?
I don't remember.
Something about changing comics or something?
Oh, yeah. Changing the landscape of comics.
Yeah, that sounds cool. You need something like that to promote a brand. Our good friend.
Here you go. Buy my comic because I'm poor. That's a good one. That's my favorite one.
Buy my comic. Come on, every comic book creator's poor. Get a new one.
I know. That's why everybody can use it. I'm not stealing it. I'm giving it away.
See, there is a catch to that. When you're dropping your links for Indiegogo or a crowdfunding, your pitch line is already in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hands, a New Orleans supernatural thriller. I think if you mention New Orleans and supernatural thriller, you don't need anything else. I think you've done it.
Nah. And that's Anthony Figueroa. And I got to tell you, Anthony Figueroa has put together some pretty nice looking books, man.
And I'm not passing Joy Reynolds because he's a bad guy. He was just saying something nice about me. And it's not really news. As a matter of fact, people believe it's fake news when they hear nice things about me. So I don't want anyone claiming this is a fake news program. J. William Curse gives us old school tabletop RPGs and original work and artwork. Speaking of RPGs, don't you have something like that coming out?
I do, actually. I'm working with a guy named Nick Tockard, and Nick and I are developing a hybrids role-playing game. And so we've got a quick play that I'm getting put together for print, and so we will be putting that out soon for people. But then we're going to have a full-blown, build your own character RPG, man. It's going to be awesome.
John has these cool pictures. That's the New York thing. Pitches. That's the New York. That's a Brooklyn thing. Pitches. No, that's Boston. No, don't do that. You'll just start a war right there. Calling a New York or a Boston, or calling a Boston New York. There's a hate.
At least I didn't say you're from Jersey.
Yeah. Whew. And I love you, Chris Matt. Chris Matt, I know you watch the show, but you know you live in New Jersey. What can I do? This is from Mississippi Zombie, of course.
This is cool.
This is from Bradley Golden, amazing creator. I don't get him on the shows enough. He's a busy guy working in Hollywood now, so I'm super excited. And that's going to be going to Kickstarter soon.
He puts out legit stuff. He really does put out some legit stuff.
Another and Tony, if you're your book, same thing. Preston. Oh, Preston might have. Yeah, Preston. Nope. Gotta go?
Gotta go.
All right, my friend. Thank you
All
for
right,
being
man.
on.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. Talk to
So,
you later.
anything you wanted to say before you went?
Be sure to check out the last 5 copies of Hybrids over on Indiegogo.
Collectible.
So that it'll going to be collectible because tomorrow we will officially have some new books at the printer with the new name on it, new badges. And tomorrow morning we'll be announcing some big news. So make sure you go over to Brian K. Morris' show tomorrow. Never mind the furthermore at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And he will be announcing that. You're not going to want to miss out on that because you're going to find out some really cool information. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I'll find out tomorrow.
All right.
I'm excited to see it. I'll see you all, and never mind the furthermore. Thank you,
All right.
Luke, for stepping in.
Hey, no problem, man. Have a good one.
All right. So we'll get through the rest of the news. Been a good show today. I've had a lot of fun. We're getting to the end of it. We got Preston Poulter's Kickstarter White Lily number 5. Punk Taco. It get brought to us by Adam. Let's see. Punk Taco is Ringo Award and Kids Comic Award winning graphic novel created with my son about a lovable space taco who rocks out across the galaxy with his band, spreading peace and love through music while battling evil and helping those in need. I have had a lot of great deals going on now, and if you can order a signed copy, 50% of supplies will last. First printing sold out, are now on second printing. Pretty cool. And we got our friend Christopher with Hero Shack number 2 on a Kickstarter. I didn't even see this yet. I'm going to have to open that up. I got to give Christopher. Christopher's a great guy. We're going to try to make sure we get him onto our program as much as we can. SPIA's Among Us first issue, hoping to launch a Kickstarter in July. Book is already almost complete. Fun, epic comic superhero mystery series. Super cool. We have Kickstarter. This is launching on the 1st. Make sure that you get Swords of Silence. They've got the preview up here. Make sure you guys are posting this and being part of what looks to be a pretty badass Kickstarter coming up soon. And let's give some Hero Shack some love right now. And we got some art here, and there's our friend Christopher there. All right. So this is HeroShack.com. I think they just might have launched it just by the dates. So we're gonna reach out to him at the end of the show today. There's Dan Sins Thunder Zone. I don't know how I missed it. It must have just gotten buried. I'm sorry about that, Christopher. I'll get with you today. Can't believe it. This might change my whole opinion on this. This might kill me ever saying anything. This might kill me saying anything about fan art, as someone has just taken Star Wars and made it their own, and no one's stopping them. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe fan art's okay. Maybe I should go out and just start writing Star Wars books, because apparently it's cool now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write Star Wars books from now on. And we're going to have a special guest tomorrow. That's right. She's going to be bringing us a super awesome tale. Thank you for the great show. You'll be able to know everything about this amazing creator tomorrow and what she's creating when she gives you 7 reasons. And that'll be at 4 p.m. tomorrow. She's going to battle it out with other creators to make it to the final round to have her video played. I can't wait to have her on our program tomorrow. Very passionate creator. We're looking forward to it. But again, fan art, I guess, is okay now. It's 2020. I mean, it's all right. Moving on. And of course, here's the Kickstarter, Indiegogo that you guys are going to be able to check out tomorrow. They're going to give you a little taste. Look what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. That's what we're going to be talking about. Look at that art. Look at the imagery that we got going on. This is all going to be part of tomorrow. Just amazing looking book. Can't wait to be talking about it tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. Make sure you tune in for the 7 reasons to back this book. All right, so we're gonna talk about some other news. We got some web comics from Jameas. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He has a web comic podcast devoted to the creation and monetization of making money off webcomics. Sorry, just for some reason, dyslexia won't want to get that one out today. There are how-to shows and how to create shows, draw, write, and market webcomics, as well as reviews on webcomics. There is also an interview show with creator businessmen and others involved in webcomics. In short, if you want to create and make money from webcomics, this is where to start. That's pretty cool. We got Marky Comics giving us some stuff. We got Jerry Jones, who will be on our program because he said, yes, we can. So that will definitely be in a future Kickstarter Pause episode. XCT made its way over to In Demand. Congratulations on funding. Check this out. Really impressed by this art. It's got me right away. I went to the actual site. I was like, ooh, what's this? I'm hoping we get a press release about it. Someone's so excited they actually asked, can I create characters for you? We're going to have Lita on our program very soon. They're up to issue number 7. Congratulations. Anyone who gets past issue number 3 needs to be applauded, especially at issue number 7. We got from Ken Mora. We have, let's check out this cool cover. And it's finally up on Amazon and everywhere internationally. I might even double my dozens of fans. Wow, man, that's pretty cool. Look at all these great awards, man. Doing great stuff, great stuff. And we got Angel Light Comics over here. Don't know what else to say about that. We got this week, the Tales of Science Fiction, John Carpenter's. Cool. John Carpenter, I'm glad I can help promote it. I know he needs it. Let's see. Julio Aguilera gives us Tales from the Closet, and this is only 32 seconds. Let's see what we got.
It's your old pal, John Kassir, back to Kickstarter for Tales from the Cryptic Closet 2. That's right. Back them. They're going to guide you through 11 creepy tales. Double the stories and double the screams.
That's pretty badass. What else is badass is our good friend Mark Durden coming back to Kickstarter with Goano Guy number 3 plus all 6 back issues. Super excited about Goano Guy. Huge fan of that. You guys have heard me talk about that. Randy L. Bishop. I just did this interview promoting the new comic soundtrack, The Hawk of New York, and webtoons. We have some webtoons from Danny, amazing artist. You can see Shell City amazingly here on webtoons, so definitely check it out. And Cat Dad and Supermom is actually still on demand. Let me tell you how to get there. Go to Cat Dad and Supermom, and I'm excited to say that if you haven't gotten a book yet, it's in transit, or you haven't filled out your reward survey. So please go to Kickstarter. Please take a minute and check out this video for Cat Dad and Supermom. And I think we actually have a good loaded version still. Let me just check out something here. I do want you guys to take a look at this real quick, if you don't mind. I'm very proud of it. So we're just going to switch over to Hangout for a minute because I have videos in different spots. And here it is. Please check this out. An all-ages tale that teaches morals with farts and shows the power of imagination that will entertain everyone in your family, including the parents reading the book. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to Cat Dad and Supermom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the Supermom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pino, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. Thank you for watching, sharing, and backing Cat Dad and Supermom, and Ella Fart never forgets. I always love the fact that Jax can actually be heard in the back of that. So, sorry, I just had to answer that. That one was important. All right. All right. So, yeah, if you guys can, if you haven't gotten your book, you can get your book. I haven't promoted this, and I didn't care to promote it until I got all of my Kickstarter rewards out. That I wanted to be ethical about it. We launched it right away in case anyone wanted it. Actually, a few people went directly through me and asked if they couldn't go through the Indiegogo. So I do want to stress, if you see anything on this campaign and you want to go directly to me, I have no problem with that. This is not about crowdfunding. This is about making sure you guys are offered the book. So that's it. I wanna put it out there, and it's out there for you guys to enjoy. So let's move back on to our program where we have the mainstream. Oh, I still have not fixed that. It's supposed to say mainstream news. Luckily, I actually have it this time opened in the background, so we can fix these problems together today. And that's the first one I noticed. So here we go. Mainstream news. All right, so Batman, we just want to acknowledge and have a moment of silence on our program. And hopefully Jax will give us, Jaxie, quiet. We're going to give a moment of silence on the show for writer Denny O'Neil, Batman comic book writer. And he died last week and lived to 81, but sadly, we're not going to get any more stories from Denny O'Neil. So we're going to just have a moment of silence. Jaxie, shush. And we're gonna move on, and we send our condolences out to his family. So this one's kind of cool. Real life scientists inspire comic books, and I thought this was a pretty good read. You should check it out. It's Science News. They're talking about these great creators over here who actually founded KHX Comics in 2015, and these three were not alone in seeing a place for science in the comic universe. Many studies have suggested that comics can engage a wide and diverse audience with science subjects, according to a 2018 meta-analysis in the Journal of Science Communications. And comics can make information more accessible by presenting it both through text and illustrations. How cool is that? And again, notice, we're trying to get you to go to the sites that produce this content. We're not trying to just put it on our site and make you guys click our site. So we're bringing you the stories that we think should be told and should be seen by more people. Some of them are going to be more popular than others. Here's one that I haven't heard really anyone talk about. And I think I shared this. If I didn't share this, I got to go back and share it again. So Heavy Metal Magazine, who I actually do have to try to reach out to them. I got some plans. I got some plans for this year for Barbara Unleashed. So we're going to try to reach out to Heavy Metal. So Heavy Metal and Vault Comics teams up to bring you comics in the masses of the age of coronavirus. So pretty cool stuff. They're going to be bringing you the landmark 300th issue in July. And they're also going to be teaming up with Montana-based Vault Comics to enable fans of both publishing houses to discover new creators and new high-octane science fantasy and horror stories. pretty excited about that. Looking great. Really excited to hear that they're teaming up. That's the way of the future. Us working together, and you guys know I'm always trying to work with someone. I'm always trying to help someone out. So I'm excited to see that other bigger companies are starting to do that again. And we're just going to close that tab because, again, things have opened up. You can never win. The minute you turn your back, people are messaging you, and then you don't want to out anyone. Let's see. Okay, nothing big. Nothing big. I'm just closing all the things to make sure that there's no. If we do go back to Facebook, nothing's open. So here we go. So. All right, so this was just kind of interesting. And there was a time where Martian Manhunter and She-Hulk were going to be traded. Or at least that was the rumor. So they wind up talking about it in this interesting article. And I'm not going to tell you how it ends. Just thought it was interesting to think that there was a time where Marvel and DC, and I do see that Facebook is having a little bit of issue. If you can't see it or this is getting choppy on Facebook, know that this will be recorded and on YouTube. I know there's been problems with Facebook for the last couple of days. I do apologize for that, but that is life. But there was a time where She-Hulk was going to be traded for Martian Manhunter. All right, let's see. What else do we have this week to talk about? Okay, so DC and Diamond have extended their working relationship. As of right now, they will continue to have a relationship, which I thought was pretty good, that they were going to be working together. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about them having the ability to have a relationship where it's not necessarily negative, and maybe people can get their DC comics through Diamond, and maybe there will be other distributing avenues. I don't have a problem with Diamond being around. I have a problem with Diamond being the only one around, because that can lead to, sending out books without bubble wrap. And then we have final note for those who have DC and HBO Max, for those who have HBO Max, DC and HBO Max are teaming up to give away free digital comics to the Max, and this is going to be pretty cool. So you're going to be able to get, I guess, what DC Universe does with all the comics. You're going to be able to get them. Comic books. So HBO Max is. I'm trying to see if they said exactly which ones are being circulated. I don't want to play anything that they're going to say is copyrighted, but definitely check it on the site if you're a fan of DC Comics. I'm just going to close this because I feel like we're advertising for it too much. We're going to leave it up at Hero Shack if we go back to anything. And that's it. Let's make. Well, we're at the 1 hour mark, so we're gonna wrap up the show at this point. And the Devil's Due, I promised I'm gonna do more comic book. I don't call them reviews. I call them assessments. There are more coming. You guys are gonna get it, and that's on this show. It's assessment time, and I'm gonna be bringing that back. I promise. It is happening, but not today and not tomorrow. I have to film something, and I had some other things going on, so we didn't do it yet, but I promise that show's coming back. Don't worry, I've already got a great amount of books. The Comic Book Advocates Facebook group is a place to drop all your amazing stuff. If you want us to put it on our site, all we ask for is a press release. Check out the Indie Princess, Varian Grant, and Randy Zimmerman on Indie Vault tonight at 9 p.m. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays is the Geekgasm show with Lola Takes the Helm, and that is 9 p.m. as well. On Thursdays at 9 a.m., you can watch The Breakfast Buzz. Make sure to subscribe for the Indie Vault Radio on Roku and I believe everywhere but Apple right now. So check it out, look it up, and make sure that you're also checking out indievault.com and show up on Friday for the Art of War, 9 p.m. as well. And if you want to see all the things going on online, check out OnCons on Facebook today. Here is our schedule as of right now. The only thing we have to change is our friend. Luke's gonna probably not be doing Comic Nuts and Bolts as a live show, but we'll be premiering it at 4 p.m. So we might even move his show to 3 p.m. and bring on a new Monday show. we're looking at it. We're always making it better. You guys have given us feedback. So far, you all like what we're doing. We appreciate that. Demon Phil, we're going to get up his name there on the Comic Noob hosted by Meredith. If you guys want to run a show, I am working to develop a show right now. We're trying to figure out new avenues. We might even do a pop culture show. I'm thinking about Michael Oden for that. He seems to be up on some comic book pop culture, so we might be doing that. Comics Nuts and Bolts is our Monday show. Tuesday, of course, you get the news. Wednesday, you're going to alternate between 7 Reasons and the Kickstarter pause. 7 Reasons, of course, being tomorrow. The Comic New Demon Phil has the Demonic Realm, I believe, is the name he's going for. He hasn't given me anything yet. I'll reach out to him today to make sure. He was on the show a little earlier as an audience. Ooh, War Robots. Should I get him War Robots? He's using up all of my data. My son keeps handing me the tablet because he's become an avid gamer. So, I hope Get is free because I just keep seeing Get and I keep letting him have. He's put in a dozen games already. He had Star Trek for a day. I might actually try to play that. I don't have a lot of time for games, so I play him with him right now. That's the most gaming I get. He doesn't let me play much. The Comic Noob, of course, is going to be at 4 p.m. All these shows are at 4 p.m. And remember, we have over 100 educational panels, over 100 hours of just educational programming for you guys. So if you have a question about something, go to our page. We might have covered it. There's a good possibility we've covered it. And if you don't know what video covered it, just reach out to me. I'll tell you who did. Be kind and share. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And be a pair.space. Be professional, be ethical, be authentic, be respectful. And be sure to check out the Advocating Network's grid. All these amazing people, including Brian K. Morris, Luke Stone Studios, Chuck's Raw Reviews, Comics in Kids' Hands, of course, my site, which you'll hear about more in a minute, the Comic Noob, Zim Geeks, Comics History cartoon channel on YouTube, the Geek Insider, Great-A-Con, which once we start going to cons again, will actually make sense, Written Sins Comics, my personal imprint, Cat Dead and Supermom Comics. I think Cat Dead and Supermom stories can be found here. Starcross Comics LLC will no longer be in this as of tomorrow. God bless you, baby. And Underground Comic Advocates and the Brian K. Morris Video Library. So that's it, guys. Another week, another great show brought to you by you guys. You guys are the reason this show happens. You give us the news. You tell us what you want to see on this program. If you have any suggestions to us, don't hesitate to still use indieadvocates@yahoo.com. You can also use comicbookadvocates@gmail. I believe that's I'm still getting used to the new email, but I believe it's Comic Advocates. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up right now, and then I'm going to send everyone on their way so you can enjoy the rest of your day, because it looks like I think we're about to get a thunderstorm. Let me see. I swear. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play you my video while I look up the proper things. So here we go. This is who I am.
Mr. Anderson is the unboxable advocating creator known as the devilish comics creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales. He creates books about fetish, monsters, and more, and offers free spanks and hugs. He also teaches morals with farts. Check out the Comics Devil by going to MrAnderson.com. Be a pair. Be professional. Be ethical. Be authentic. Be respectful. Remember, in this industry for comics, be a pair. Let me, Indy.
right, guys. The address is Comic Book Advocate, same like our site. Instead of using .com, use .gmail or @gmail.com. That's how you say it. And remember
Remember to be kind and share.